Hey everyone, welcome to SFDC Stop, and in this video we are going to learn about how we can create a custom Lightning record view form using Lightning Data Service, right? So this record view form that you are seeing here, it is not the default record view form that we have available by Salesforce, but we have created it ourselves by using Lightning Data Service and by using the get record method of Lightning Data Service, okay? So let's see how we can create a custom record form or Lightning record view form using Lightning Data Service. Okay. First of all, I just wanted to show the HTML of this because this is very simple. So in the HTML, we have just created a Lightning card which is having a title named as contact form read only one. So this is the card with the title contact form read only one. Okay. After that, I have used a div for creating the card body, and inside this div, I have specified lightning layout so that I can specify multiple rows in my lightning layout only. And inside the lightning layout, I have looped over a variable which is, or you can say a property which is declared in my JS, and that property name is contact fields. Okay. So I'm looping over all the contact fields, and for each particular contact field, I am naming it as contact field, and inside this loop I am referring to a lightning layout item uh, which is having a key as contact field dot key, and inside this layout item I'm having a lightning input which is having a label which is nothing but contact field dot label, and also it is referring to a value which is nothing but contact field dot value, right? So you can consider it like this, that I have an array of contact fields where each field is having a label and a value. Okay. So key is just used to identify uniqueness of each contact field, because whenever you are using a for each loop in LWC, you need to specify a key to the exact child of the loop. Okay. So that is why we have specified or kept a key as well, which is nothing but contact field dot key. And after that, we have just used the lightning input to display our information, where the label is nothing but contact field dot label and value is contact field dot value. And I want this form to be read only, so that is why I have just specified a read only attribute, so that this lightning input field is read only and I'm not able to do any kind of changes in my form. Okay. So let's see now how I'm getting the data using Lightning Data Service and how this form is being displayed. So let's move on to the JS part and we'll see what we have done in the JS one by one. So inside the JS, what I have done, this is the very simple thing. I have just imported Lightning element, and which is already the default thing, because whenever you create a Lightning component, Lightning element is already imported. And wire method I have imported because I need to use it to call my get record method of Lightning Data Service. So I have imported wire from LWC. Apart from this, I have two import statements. So these import statements are for importing get record method as well as for importing get object info method from the UI record API and from UI object info API. Now the point is that why I have used two import statements for these two things. This is because get record method will basically give me the value of my record, or I can say the value of the fields that are present in the record. Get object info will give me the label of the fields, or I can say the object information on which I am querying or getting the record, right? So I wanted to show the label of my fields as well for a particular record that I am getting through LDS. That is why I have used get object info, so that I can get a mapping of you can say API name to field label, and I can extract the field label by using the API name. Okay. Apart from that, I have just got my contact object like we did in Lightning record edit form and record view form. So this is all the same thing. We have got the contact object from the schema and we have imported the fields that we wanted to query from the schema. So I have queried first name field, last name field, mobile phone field, email field, and code field of my contact object. Okay. Now let's move ahead. So inside my Lightning class, what I have done, I have just specified a contact record ID. So this is this variable is consisting of the record ID of contact, which I'm going to display out here. Okay. So I have used this particular ID, and I can also show that this ID is basically present in my Salesforce org. So let me just show you which record is this. Yeah. So this is a Salesforce record which is having a name of Gavin Belson, and here we have the details of my contact record. So it is having mobile number and email and the first name and last name. Okay. So I'm showing the first name, last name, mobile number, and email, right? So this is the data that I'm getting through my contact record ID. So I have just kept a property named as contact record ID in which I have hard coded the ID of my contact record for now. And after this, what I'm doing, I'm using the wire method to call my get record method in order to get the record from Salesforce. So I haven't defined this get record method anywhere in my Apex controller. There is no Apex used. The get record method is coming from Lightning UI record API, and this get record method can be used to fetch the data for a particular record if you have the record ID for that particular record, right? So all you need to do is to specify the record ID that I have done by using contact record ID, and you can also specify the fields that you want to query for a particular record. So I have specified that I want to query the first name field, last name field, mobile phone field, email field, and code field for this particular record. Okay. You can also try giving a list of fields like the direct API names like we have done in the previous tutorials. Although I have used the schema for this because it is a better approach if we consider future changes that may come up across in Salesforce. Okay. So what I have done, I have got the record of my contact by using the record ID and by using the get record method, and it will fetch the record and it will bind that record onto my contact record variable. Apart from this, I also want to get the info about my contact object. Why? Because I want to display the labels of my fields, right? So below this get record method, I have used another wire method, and I used get object info method this time, and this get object info is being imported by UI object info API so that I can get the information about my object. So in this get object info method, we just need to specify one parameter, which is nothing but object API name. So my object API name is nothing but the contact object that I'm importing from the schema, and it will get the information about the objects. So this information will basically contain what kind of fields are there, and what is the label of each and every field, and what is the API name of each and every fields, and other information about the object. Okay, so let's just verify everything, that what is coming in the contact record data and what is coming in the contact object info data, and after that we'll see what we are doing inside the for loop down below. Okay. So if I go to my page and I refresh this, then I'll be getting the contact record data and contact object info data console logs whenever my both the properties are set. Okay. So as you can see here that I have displayed both the data in JSON. So this is my contact record data, which is this particular JSON. Okay. So I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it here, and then we'll see what it is. Okay. So this is my contact record data, and the next JSON is regarding contact object info data. So it is a very big JSON. I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it, and we'll see what it is having. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at our contact record data first of all, because it is having a small JSON, and let's see what data we are getting whenever we are calling the get record method of our Lightning data service. Okay, so in our contact record data, we are first of all getting the API name, which is nothing but contact. We are getting the record ID, and we are getting some metadata about the record like last modified by ID, date, record type ID, etc., etc. Okay. After that, we are getting all the fields, and we are also getting the display value and the value of that particular field. So display value is basically used in case of pick list fields, you can consider, because they may have a display value as something different and value as something different. Okay. However, we don't have any kind of picklist field here, so that is why the display value is null and the value is the actual value of the field. So we have got all the fields that we have queried in our get record method. So we have queried first name, last name, mobile phone, email, and code. And here you can see we are getting the first name, last name, mobile phone, email, and code. Okay. So this is what we are getting in our you can say get record method, and in the response of our get record method. Okay. So what I need to do now, I have the fields and I have the value of each and every field, but I wanted to show it like this, that so that I can have the label as well, and then I can show the value as well. So for this purpose, what I have done, I have called my get object info method, and the result of get object info method is this particular JSON. So let's quickly have a look at this JSON and let's see what we can do to get our field labels by using the API name of the field. Okay. So this object info JSON basically displays us everything, or I can say all the metadata regarding an object. So for example, here our object is nothing but contact. So I'm getting all the child relationships of my contact record. I'm getting some properties like if it is creatable, deletable, etc., etc. And then I'm getting all the fields of my contact record. So the first field is account ID, assistant name, assistant phone, birth date. Okay, so all the fields I'm getting over here. And if I just scroll down all the fields quickly, let me just wrap it up at the top. So apart from fields, I'm getting some other information like label and label plural. So all this is nothing but the metadata of the contact record, contact object. Okay, and I'm getting the record type infos, and I'm getting the theme infos and searchable property as well. Okay, so this is what I'm getting regarding my contact record. Now what I need to do, I need to find the field label by using the API name. So if I just go to my contact object info and then I go to fields, and then let's search for a particular field. For example, I want to find the name of my first name field, or I can say the name of my code field. Okay, so I can just copy this API name and I can search it in the this particular JSON. So here you can see inside my fields array itself, I'm getting a field with the key as code underscore underscore C, and I'm getting all the data about my code field. So inside this data, let's see if we have a label or not. So here you can see I'm getting the label of my code field, code underscore underscore C, which is nothing but code. I can also search for first name just to make sure that everything is coming perfectly fine. So let's search for first name, and I can search for it here. Yeah, so here you can see this is the first name field, and the label of this field is nothing but first and then a space and then name. Okay, so that means if I just go to my object info, and inside my object info I go to fields, and inside this fields array I can get or I can say I can get that particular field by using the API name, and then I can refer to the label of that field, right? So this is the same thing that I have done over here in my for loop. So what I have done, I have looped over my contact record dot data dot fields. So I have looped over my contact record dot data dot fields, and this contact record dot data is nothing but a record that I am getting by using get record method. So I have looped over my contact record dot data, which is nothing but all this data dot fields, that is this particular object. So I have looped over this object, and let's see what I have done inside it. So I'm just checking that if this particular object is having a property named as field, because I'm using a for loop like let field in all the fields. So it is like it is picking up the keys one by one. Let this key and then this key and then this key. So all the keys will be coming in the field variable, and then I'm checking that if this field variable is actually present in the object and it is accessible. Okay, so this if condition is basically a good practice if you can add it, although it's not required. Okay, and after that I have created a contact fields array, because at the end I want to return an array, right? And I have pushed one object in this array. Okay, so for each particular field that I have in my fields, I am pushing an object in my contact fields array, and that object is having four properties. The first property is key, which is nothing but a unique key. So the key was initialized to 0 and I did key place plus here. So the key will automatically be incremented for each iteration of the loop. Initially it's 0, and then I have specified the API name. So the API name is nothing but the value of the field, and this value is nothing but the key. Okay, so each key one by one, like code underscore underscore C, email, first name, last name, is coming as a field, and that field is nothing but the API name. So that's why I have referred to it as API name. After this, I want to get the label of my field by using the API name, right? So for label, what I have done, I have referred to my contact object info dot data, which is nothing but all this particular data which is under the contact object info, and then I have referred to the fields attribute, or I can say fields property. So if I consider this whole object, I can refer to the fields property, right? After this, I have referred to a particular field which is nothing but the API name, right? So I am saying that find the field which is having this API name under the fields array. So inside the fields array, or I can say the fields object, I am finding a field which is having an API name of let's say we can consider all the API names one by one. So I'm finding a field which is having an API name of code, email, first name, last name, and mobile phone. So let's say I'm searching for code, so it will give me the field with an API name of code. So I'll get this particular object when I'm referring to this particular statement, which is nothing but data.fields dot and then that particular field. Okay. After this, I'm referring to the label of the field. So if I just go to here, I can simply refer to the label of the field, and this will give me the label of one particular field. Okay. Just to show you once again, let me just display what this particular field is. I think that will make the things more clear. So I'm just going to add a console.log and then field. Okay. And in a similar manner, I'm getting the value as well. But for the value, I'm getting the value for each and every field in our get record result itself. So that is why I'm referring to the contact record.data, which is nothing but this particular result. Okay. Then again, I'm referring to the fields object. So the fields object is nothing but this particular object. Then I'm referring to the current field, which I have while looping in. So this current field is nothing, will be code, email, first name, last name, one by one. And then I'm referring to the value of the field. So the value of the field is nothing but the value which is present here, like this. Okay. So I got the label from this particular fields object, and I got the value from this particular field object for a particular API name which I am getting in my for loop. Okay. So let me just refresh this page so that I can show you what value I'm getting in this field one by one. Okay. So here you can see I'm getting the field names one by one, like code and then email and then first name and then last name and then mobile phone. So I'm getting these values in my fields one by one because I have iterated over the contact record dot data, which is this whole data dot fields. Okay. And I'm considering the key of each and every object one by one, which is a child object of this fields object. Okay. So I hope this for loop is clear, that we are considering each field one by one, and then we are getting the label of the fields through our this particular information, which is nothing but object information, and then we are getting the value of the field through this particular information, which is the record information. And therefore I'm considering, or I can say I'm creating an object, and I'm pushing this object in my contact fields array. And finally I have returned my contact field array from my getter. Okay. And I have used this context fields array in my HTML. I'm looping this context field array, and I'm referring to the key property to specify a key. I'm referring to the label property to specify your label, and I'm referring to the value property to specify a value. Okay. So this is how we have made our contact fields array, and we are able to display all the information which is related to our contact record in our custom form that we have created by just using Lightning Data Service and without using any kind of record view form or record edit form. So behind the scenes, you can consider that a record view form is also doing some this kind of stuff to show you the record. Yeah, so this is how it's working, and yeah, that's all for this tutorial, everyone. I hope you liked it. Let me know your feedback in the comments down below, and I'll give you all the code that I have used in this tutorial, and you can find it under the Lightning Data Service branch of my GitHub repository. Let me show that to you quickly. So inside my GitHub repository, which is nothing but github.com/Rahul Malhotra/salesforce-lwc-concepts, you can refer to the Lightning Data Service branch, which is this particular branch, and you can find all the code which we have learned in this tutorial under that repository. Okay. So the component name is contact form read only one. You can refer to this component. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next tutorial where we'll create a record edit form by just using the Lightning Data Service and nothing else. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.